Most listings that expire in Victoria don't fail because the property was bad. Now they fail because they had the wrong strategy for this market. And that distinction is more prevalent in Victoria than it is in larger cities that have larger buyer pools and mistakes can be more forgiving. But here, these small mistakes compound quickly, leaving great properties to sit and then expire. Now, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Alex Hughes with the North Pacific Homes Group here in Victoria. I'm an MLS Gold winner and Icon agent. We deal a lot with expired listings, and this video is going to be for you if your home recently has expired or you're wondering why listings do fail even though the buyers are out there. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the reasons why properties expire here in Victoria, our 4-step expired diagnostic system, a real-world example of an expired listing we took on, and when possibly even not relisting right away could be the right move for you. In our experience, listings generally don't just expire over one issue. It's generally a stacking problem. Number one, probably the first one that you thought about, was a pricing misalignment. Now, this doesn't mean that you are grotesquely overpriced, but you could be between buyer pools. Now, Victoria has thinning buyer groups, as we like to call them, and if you are just even slightly overpriced, then you could be not missing out on a few buyers, but a lot of them. And now this matters a lot more in Victoria, which is a relatively smaller market than our larger markets such as Vancouver and Toronto. Number two is a weak or unclear presentation. Now, this doesn't just mean photos. It's gonna be how the house is framed, who the house best suits for, and does that lifestyle align with the buyers? If the buyers get confused about this, they don't book showings and they simply move on. Number three is misaligned or limited exposure. Yes, the homes will be going on MLS, but it's the difference between active and passive marketing. Now, just because the home is on MLS doesn't mean it's reaching all the necessary buyer pools, such as maybe out-of-town buyers or more niche luxury buyers. Exposure isn't being absolutely everywhere, it's being to the right targeted audience. And number four is poor timing, which matters a lot more than people realize. And there's a whole myriad of reasons that could affect the timing, such as seasonality, depending on the type of property you have, interest rate announcements, how much competition are against you. These all play a role in it. And even if you have a good strategy, if it's the wrong time, it could affect you. Now, when we sit down with expired sellers, we don't start with the price. What we do is we're looking at a buyer pool reality check. We want to know exactly who the buyer is that's buying this property in this neighborhood at this price. If that pool is very small, our strategy has to be precise. The next step is to see how this home was positioned. Was it positioned as a lifestyle solution, or was it just a list of features? If you try to appeal everybody, as I'm sure you're aware, you generally appeal no one. Next is the gap in exposure. Where should this property have been that it wasn't? And again, that goes back to the lifestyle that this property offers. Depending on that lifestyle, we're gonna look at certain channels, whether it's luxury, maybe it's out-of-town buyers because it's a secondary property, whatever the case may be, we wanna make sure that we're doing active marketing, getting that property in front of people, and we've had success going into Facebook groups and posting it there, but making sure we're finding those buyers and not just simply sitting back and waiting for them to find it on MLS. And finally is the re-entry strategy, where price, presentation, exposure all must change together and in unison. It's not just a price thing, it's not just a presentation thing. We need to completely revamp, repackage, and get it out to the right buyer. So the case study that we have for you is when we had a Salt Spring waterfront listing. This home was beautiful. It was custom built by the sellers, exposed beam, West Coast design, 180-degree view of the water, and it had a deep water dock. But this home had been on the market for 2 years with 2 other agents and not a single offer. The property had expired. The sellers reached out to us. We came by, we had a look. We, like I've been saying, trying to figure out who buys this property. We noticed 2 things with it. Number one, it had that deep water dock, which means that them, along with a lot of the other owners in the neighborhood, had massive sailboats. It was a boating community. Everybody would help each other out with the boats. A lot of them would take off during the winter and go down south, stay nice and warm, which I know we all wish that we could do. On top of that, because it was in a more remote location, you didn't have really any young families. It was an older demographic, a more retiree feel to it. So we went old school. We ran a print ad in Pacific Yachting Magazine, which has an older demographic subscriber list. And guess what? Somebody in the Lower Mainland was sitting in a boathouse one day, saw the ad, property was sold in 45 days. And also, relisting the home right away isn't always the best plan. Before you relist, make sure that you're reviewing the feedback that we hope you've received. Maybe it is a pricing thing, maybe it's an exposure thing, maybe it's a presentation thing, or maybe it's the wrong time because you have so much competition, or maybe it's interest rate related, or maybe it's the wrong season. But please make sure before you relist that you're taking the time, reviewing everything, and coming up for the right strategy for your home. If your listing has expired recently, the most important step isn't just to relist it right away. We need to understand why didn't it sell and how can we correct it. Now I get it, it's frustrating. Believe me, I've been there as well. But our goal is to help you out as much as possible. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to swing by, have a look, and give an honest opinion as to where we think the gaps were and how we can get that corrected. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. We're trying to get out content that will make you a more informed, in this video, seller and buyers as well. And as always, our information will be down below. Never hesitate to reach out. We are here to help. Thank you so much for watching.